Alright, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom to you, Arkim, that are teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and in sincerity. This is Brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp, coming back at you with another lesson to edify the Lord's elect. As always, I'd like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that look like the other nations, because Israel as a people has been scattered amongst all people throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So we've got another example here of the beast speaking as a dragon and moving. So for those of you who don't know the beast, I'm talking of the beast spoken of in the book of Revelation. Let me get it. Where are we at? Revelation, starting from verse 13 and chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. So the beast that's being spoken of here represents NATO, which is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I believe that's what it stands for. So it's basically the US government and NATO represent the beast, because the first beast was the Roman Empire, and it was the dragon, the beast that had the wound to the head, and its deadly wound was healed and it revived, and it came back as the second Roman Empire, which is, as I said, US, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, and NATO, which is all the countries that are joined in league with the beast, that represents NATO. So it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So basically, those that are given their power unto the image of the beast are all those that were joined in line and in league with the beast, because by not taking a stand against it, you're basically showing that you're in league with it, So it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So America is Babylon the Great, the whore that sitteth upon the beast. You know what I'm saying? That great whore. And basically what they're pushing out now is that everybody has to take this stab and jab. Now this is all a precursor to this scripture I read here about the mark of the beast, which is, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So for those of you who don't know, the mark of the beast, or I should say MOTB, is the RFID implantable microchip, which is what Esau and these other nations that are joined in league with the beast are going to be pushing. Now we're seeing an example of this right here in this clip, because the devil knoweth that ye have a short time. Oh, where are we at? I've got to find it again. The devil cometh down unto you with great wrath, knowing that you have but a short time. So the devil spoken of is basically Esau, because Esau represents the workings of Satan on the earth. Let me find this video clip. It was here a minute ago. There we are. This is one. I'm going to play this clip here and tell me if the prophecies aren't coming to pass.
Ito ngayong ayaw magpabakuna, sinasabi ko sa inyo, huwag kayong lumabas ng bahay. Kasi pag lumabas kayo ng bahay, sabihin ko sa mga...
Let's start again.
Ito ngayong ayaw magpabakuna, sinasabi ko sa inyo, huwag kayong lumabas ng bahay. Kasi pag lumabas kayo ng bahay, sabihin ko sa mga pulis, ibalik ka doon sa bahay mo, you'll be escorted back to your house because you are a walking spreader. Bayan itong pinag-uusapan natin. Kaya kung ayaw ninyong makatulong by having the vaccines, wag na lang kayo lumabas ng bahay. Let's give it to the people who want it. Those who do not want it, well, for all I care, you can die anytime.
Now, this guy's supposed to be the president of the Philippines, right? And he is saying, for all I care, you can die anytime for not basically adhering to what the government says. So this nigga, right, he thinks he can keep people on lockdown and on house arrest. You know, there's more people, more civilians than there are police. So this means to enforce this, they're going to have to bring in the military. They're going to have to start bringing in draconian measures, such as shoot on sight, to put people in fear of leaving their house. Don't think this ain't going to happen because, as I said, Revelation 12 and verse 12 states that rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, but woe to the inhabitants of the earth, for the devil hath come down unto you with great wrath, knowing that he hath but a short time. So Esau is all behind this. This president of the Philippines, he's basically doing the bidding of his masters. Now, I just put this out there. A lot of those people over there in the Philippines are actually Jakes. They're Israelites who may look like those people, but as I said, Israel has been scattered amongst all people throughout various captivities. And in the Philippines, that is certainly the case. So I'm going to get precept here. What was I going to say? What was the precept I'm looking for? Bear with me, Salakia. Jumped out of my mind. What did I want to say? When the righteous are in authority, that's it. Proverbs 29 and verse 2 says this. Proverbs 29 and verse 2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So the people are going to be entering a time of great mourning, because now we've seen, what is it? New York, California, was it France, Israel, now the Philippines, and we know the UK is going to follow, because they said they're going to be doing something similar at the end of September, August, September, I can't remember. But all these nations now are coming out and saying, you got to take this thing. They're trying to force this thing, but the scripture says we should not take this thing. Leviticus 19 verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. So we're commanded not to have cuttings in our flesh. So this is technically going off if we do this. Furthermore, Revelation 14. And it said, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she has made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. So those people are basically going to get destroyed by Yahushua and the chariots and the ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles, because you best believe the nuclear missiles are going to be launched, and they're spoken of in the scriptures, and they're going to bombard Babylon the Great, which is America, and many other places on the earth, and the people are going to be burnt and turn to dust and ashes, which is what Esdras saw in 2nd Esdras. And it says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, And whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shai. So it says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. That's the one I want to get next. First Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when... Now let me read into this. This is beautiful. First Thessalonians 5 from verse 1. But of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahushua, so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you, as a thief. Ye are the children of the light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, for an helmet the hope of salvation. For the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua and Mashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. So that basically means whether we live or die, we're going to be together with Yahushua. So we don't need to fear these things, man. Even if they catch you up and try and make a martyr out of you, keep the faith, man. Yahushua's got your back. If you've got Yahushua's back, he's going to have your back. Point blank period. Point blank period. If you're an Israelite and if you're of the elect, just keep the faith, man. To you other nations, fuck you, man. To you other nations, you're going to get your judgment, and then you're going to go into slavery for 1,000 years. Most of all, you Edomites, man. For those of you who don't know who the Edomites are, they're the so-called white people predominantly on the face of the earth. However, you are going to get some of our people mixed among them who do have the curse of biblical leprosy, but they're Israelites. And how we know is because you can see the spirit on them. You try the spirit by the spirit. The spirit beareth witness that we are the children of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So even though some of these people in the world, they may look a bit odd in terms of like they may look like the other nations, sometimes when you really reflect on it, like for example, when I was a child at school, you know, you mixed with all people of all nations at the schools, but there are certain people whose spirits you just survived with, and they might not have looked like so-called Negroes, Latinos, or Hispanics, but you could tell by their spirit and how you guys were able to mix it up and flow whatever. This dude's a Jake, man. Now, he might not be in the truth, because a lot of the guys I grew up with, they ain't in the truth. They don't know this truth, but yet, I know a lot of them were Israelites through the spirit. You know, when you're spiritual, you can discern these things. But, yeah, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 11, wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even also as ye do. Let me read that again. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labour among you and are over you in the Lord. See, this is the thing, man. When you come into this thing, you've got to be in order, man. There's an order set up that's been established, and you can't buck up against the order. Look, it says, and we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labour among you and are over you in the Lord Yahushua, and admonish you, because we've got spiritual fathers who guide us, man. Starting with the elders and apostles on down, right through under to the men that have set up under them in the order, right? And it says, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves. Yep. Yeah, so it says, rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing. Those are the things we've got to do, man, because the times are coming when our prayers are going to be answered. Our first and foremost prayer is that the Lord Yahweh Shai comes back and destroys this place and delivers us from all this wickedness. And if you know the prophecies, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and measuring the time diligently as pertaining to 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, you would know the times we're in. And the scriptures say, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our times. Is that Isaiah 33, verse 16? Let me just get that. Is it Isaiah 13, 16, 33 and 16? Right, 30 and 16. No, that's 30 and 6. No, 33 and 6. Yep, Isaiah 33 verse 6. I know it's one of these. And it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, and the fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So yeah, man, we've got a lot to look forward to. We've got much more to look forward to than not, because we're almost at the end of this place, man. This place is going down. There's no flipping balm for Babylon. Babylon is fallen, it's fallen. Let me get that. See, what the Most High is doing is first is revealing the sins of this place, then he's going to destroy this place. Revelation, this is what's to come. Revelation 18 and 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, Babylon is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and a hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached up to unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and I shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh who judgeth her, the Lord power who judgeth her. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. I'm going to go to Isaiah 66 verse 15. And it reads, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots. The chariots are what the world ignorantly calls UFOs or UAPs now. See, Esau was having so many UFOs being reported, he had to change up the name to try and separate them from UFOs to UAPs. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yahweh Shai is still coming, boy. Yahweh Shai is coming for your ass to destroy you. All you wicked rulers, you elite banking families, and all you fucking little arseholes who have sold out and are doing the bidding of your flipping wicked masters, guess what? You backed the wrong horse, man. You're on the losing team. And it's only being made more and more manifest how much Esau's losing it. And when Esau really feels his kingdom is falling away from him, you best believe he's going to do everything in his power to try and retain a little power that he's got. And that means coming down with great wrath on the people. Revelation 12 verse 12. But when Esau comes in with his wrath, Yahweh's going to lift up a standard on the right hand side. And that's when, Lord willing, we're going to receive spiritual powers. And you're going to see supernatural things which you would never have believed you would see. Yeah, Esau's moving on the left hand side, but don't ever forget that Yahweh's also doing things on the right hand side, because Yahweh works in perfect balance, you know. Furthermore, we've already gotten the victory. So there's nothing to fear, man. Nothing to worry about. Only thing we have to fear is Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and pray that he keeps us in the day of evil from all these things. And how do you try and secure your place by making your calling and election sure by giving diligence and working out your own salvation with fear and trembling, doing the things that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai finds pleasing, which are recorded in the scriptures in regards as to the way we should conduct ourselves in terms of conducting the ministry, in terms of treating the brotherhood, in terms of treating everything in everyday life. The Bible's got an answer for every single thing in life. No other book has that. No other book has that. This is why the Bible is not a book you can take lightly, man. There's nothing superfluous in the scriptures. I mean, there might have been times when, like, for example, when I was first reading the Bible, and I was reading, for example, Matthew 1 on down, and it's talking about the genealogies of Yahushua. In the beginning, I didn't understand the significance of it, but guess what? That's a very important chapter because it breaks down that Yahushua came from the seed of man, that it wasn't an immaculate conception, and that you could trace his line all the way back through King David, right back to Adam, his lineage, generations. So anytime you see, okay, and Joshua the son of Nun, or this man the son of that man, it makes all sense because it shows that the Yahweh is dealing with the seed of Jacob, which is we are the chosen elect. You got the elect within Israel, but we are the chosen people pertaining to Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For ye are a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Let me get that. See, there's nothing in the Bible that you can disregard or think, oh, that doesn't matter. Nah, man, it's all important. Even if you don't understand the significance right now, time may come when there's a precept that links it and you go, bam, well, now it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? You can never get too ahead of yourself in this thing, man. Because you may think you know it all, but you don't know shit, man. You don't know shit. And the only reason why we do know anything is because Yahweh Shai overcame, sacrificed himself on the cross, and was able to loosen the seals on the book pertaining to Revelation, the 5th chapter. No man was able to look upon the book or loosen the seals thereof except Yahweh Shai, who had prevailed. So that's why we need to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is fundamental to our salvation because we can't save ourselves, man. We can't save ourselves. And now here's the point. Esau's coming in hard, right? But it needs to be this way. Because basically we need to be saved. And in order to be saved, you need to be in a precarious situation. If you're not in a situation where you're not in any danger, then how can you be saved? Now we've been catching hell and adversity all our lives, going right back from all our previous captivities, but now it's all going to intensify. Esau's going to come down like a flipping madman because he's losing his kingdom, and we're going to need salvation, and we're going to need deliverance by Yahweh Shai. We're going to need a spiritual intervention, and in order for us to get to that point, things have to go right down the drain. Things have got to get worse before they get better. But best believe this, it's going to get better, and that there is indeed a light at the end of the tunnel. As I read, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our times. Yeah. But once again, just to prove who we are, Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. Salaki, I'm just flowing in the spirit here, so Lord willing, it all makes sense and I'm not moving too fast. Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Says to you other nations, fuck you. Straight up and down, fuck you, man. You ain't on our level, man. You ain't on our level. We are Yasharala. We are the princes of the power. And all our lives you try to lie to us, telling us, oh, you're just niggers. You're just spicks. You know, you're the worst in society. You're just thugs and gangbangers and all this kind of stuff. Well, guess what? Them times are changing. The times are changing to where you're going to see that we are the true chosen people of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And there ain't nothing you can say or do or come against it. It's going to be made manifest. And it says, Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you are more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people. But because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, being Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, hath Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, and from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that Yahweh thy power, he is the most high, the faithful power, which keepeth his covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. And he repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. So you Edomites, you're through, man, because you've hated the Most High. He's going to pay you back to your face, to destroy them, and he will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. So Esau, you're through. THRU, through. Ain't nothing you can do. A little rhyme in there, but Esau's through, ain't nothing he can do. But yeah, man, we got a lot to look forward to, and now that we're seeing these prophecies moving, it should flipping invigorate your spirit, man, because you see that these things are coming to pass. Ain't no other book on the earth that was able to foretell of these things the way the Bible has, because the Bible is a living book, and you can't pick it up lightly. The book needs to be respected, man. Not just anybody can pick up this sword and swing it. You know what I'm saying? Because the word of the Lord is sharper than a two-edged sword. You think you might pick up this sword and you're going to use it and this, that, and the other. If you ain't ordained by the Most High to be able to break this thing down, you're just going to butcher the scriptures and end up cutting yourself. Yep. So with that, not much more to say. I made the point. You can see the prophecies move in 2nd Esdras. Let me end out in 2nd Esdras 9. 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For as like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end is manifest, even so the times also of the Highest have plain beginnings in wonder, and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And every one that shall be saved, and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For as such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while yet they had liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. So that's what's coming for a lot of people, death by pain, man, because you rejected the word of the Most High, and when he sent his mouthpieces, prophets, to try and warn you, you put your fingers in your ear, nah, I don't want to hear that, don't want to hear that. Well, guess what? The same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be not curious, and therefore, Salakia, be not thou curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. So this world belongs to us, man, the Israelites. It was made for our sakes, and Yahushua is going to destroy Esau and this beast and all the nations that are in league with it, and establish a new earth wherein righteousness dwelleth, and we'll be able to live our lives to the fullest and enjoy the earth which was made for our sakes. So with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule him extremely well. A sincere shalom to all your argument of teaching this word around the globe in faith and truth and in sincerity. And yeah, man, stay up, stay on point, keep watching the prophecies because it's going down, man. So yeah, Kwame Shawala wa Abba Shalom for now.